All right. Hi, everybody. It's Bill Corcoran from Ottawa, Ontario, Canada, and we have,
Chuck O'Donnell from Rockaway, New Jersey.
yeah, we're excited to bring you another awesome episode. A little tongue twister there, I guess, for us to start this episode. It's not like we haven't done it for almost a year.
No,
I don't know.
I was
Maybe I
on
should
it
be used to it
then.
or something.
Pretty soon it'll be a year,
I
right? I think we
know.
started in
So,
April of last year, right?
yeah,
Something
absolutely.
like
It's
that.
crazy. Yeah.
It's great. Time
It's been
flies.
an amazing journey. The people, yeah, just while we're on that train of thought, I guess, like totally off the cuff, I was just been reflecting on our journey and the amazing people we've met
Oh my
uh,
God.
through Tranont and just all the guys we've had on here that we are still in touch with, and just the momentum that has been created and supported, of course, because everybody's always trying to get their significant other. I remember, like, obviously last week on our episode we really talked about how people care about each other,
Yep.
and how we were just talking about we want people to be healthier, not just for them, of course, but because they mean so much to a ton of people. So that's why we continue to do this.
Well, it's this month is, believe it or not, it's colon cancer awareness month.
Well,
And that's what I had. For people who don't know, I had colon cancer. It was stage 3B, and I had to fight it for a year. And I wish the only regret, the only thing I would take back and change is the stress that me having cancer gave my wife. My girls were, my daughters were a little, maybe didn't really understand the significance of it. They knew cancer, they know cancer is bad, but especially with my attitude about how I go about life in general, I never changed, never wavered. I worked all the way through it. I kept working. Ileostomy bag hanging off of me, chemo bag hanging off of me, and I still went to work every day. I still did. We did pumpkin picking. We did dances. I was still going to be a dad, right? Picked them up from dance, but my wife knew because she sat in on all the sessions with all the doctors, and the stress that it put her through, that's, I would change that in a heartbeat, right?
yeah.
And I'm hoping that if just one person understands what we're trying to do and what we're talking about in these products and how much they help each one of us, if it changes one person's life, then so be it. I'm good with that, right?
Yeah.
And I hope it has that ripple effect, um, and that person changes somebody's life, right? So anyways, what are we talking about today?
Well, I guess the link to that, your points right there, is we talk about obviously positive mindset, like,
Oh my God.
kind of doing like your story. Every time you say it to me, like you have two directions essentially. You can kind of have that positive mindset and try to make it as, I won't say normal as possible, but kind of continue on, keep on positive. But you're right, there are those uncontrollables, or you can't. But one thing that, you've said many times on the episodes about just father time, it's like
Yeah.
uncontested. So there are things, no matter what we do with positive mindset and working out and doing all these things, is that time catches up and moves on. And we want people within that to physically feel their best too, even though a positive mindset certainly helps along the way. So connecting to that is the kind of, for me, it's almost like it's kind of like make you feel younger serum.
Yeah, that's true.
It's almost what, so that's our glow.
Yep,
It's
I
our
got
glow
mine.
liquid collagen, and I will be the first to admit, and this is part of our whole premise for Tranont Men's Health. We know that this product is good for all. Again, stereotypically, when I go back 2 years, when I started researching Tranont and liquid collagen, I had all the stereotypes in my head about collagen. That's just for women, or it's injections or whatever, not really understanding how much our body and our molecules and everything's made up from those, just from collagen, and how we start decrease the production at the age of 25. Like, that's just our body makeup. I love the science of it. So just half the battle with this product when we say collagen to our guy friends, is just them understanding that we are made up of collagen in our percentages. And it's, yes, it is part of the beauty industry, but it's more the health industry. And I love the story behind our specific collagen and why it masks itself. But I'll throw it to you for some opening remarks on that, on our
Well, a
collagen.
couple things. So I agree with you. It's, it's got that, oh, it's for women and stuff, and that's a bunch of hogwash. It's for everybody. Hogwash kind of dates me, huh? But the
Yeah.
spoken like an old guy that I don't want to be. But here's the deal. I'm a very vain person in terms of, I like it when I get compliments. Maybe everybody likes when they get compliments, but especially about when people come up to me and say, "You don't look your age," or "You look great." Somebody I saw the other day, I haven't seen that person in 8 years, and they said to me, "What are you taking? Like, you look younger than when I saw you before." And I'm like, "I'm taking collagen," and I've taken other collagens in the past, and I never got the benefits, or I never felt the impact that our Glow collagen gives me now. It's incredible to me. I have arthritis in my lower back and the right side primarily. And when I am consistently taking my Glow, I don't have a problem with that. I just don't. And the guys, especially the guys who are listening to us, maybe you don't want to do what I do. I want to play basketball. I want to play softball. I want to go bowling. I golf. I fish. I'm in a kayak for 6 hours without moving. I want to be able to do those things. And more importantly, I want to be able to do those things with my nephew, my brother. Like, I want to have that family time, and I will do anything um, on this side of right to feel that way. And the collagen, it just works. I don't know how to explain it any more than that. It just works. And people that have used it in my network of friends swear by it. People
Yeah.
who shoulder problem goes away, right? And we say that, and I can be my own testimonial. You can be your own testimonial. Every product works different for everybody, but this one just gets, pardon the pun, glowing um, testimonials about it because of how quickly and effectively it works.
When you first were learning about it or bought it or started taking it, what was your initial, I guess, hope or kind of reason why you wanted to take it?
So I've been taking it before because I want to, like you just alluded to, Father Time is undefeated, but I want to push him out there a little bit. So,
Yeah.
I don't want to look older, I guess, for lack of a better
Mhm.
word. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just not for me. Like, I work with a lot of young people. They keep me young. And that's kind of what I was, from a hair growth, nails growth, skin, that kind of thing. But then the side benefits of the arthritis going away, and I can open up my hands a lot easier, and the recovery time of different exercises and stuff. I can't get over the impact that it can make, and it's so quick. I mean, I drove to Michigan and drove back, and my back was acting up, and we didn't have Glow. It hadn't come in, and within 2 days, when I finally got back to my back went away. And, some people might say, well, that's psychosomatic. And I don't care what it is. It worked, for crying out loud. Right. So
Yeah.
if that's the case, I would just put water in the bottle and pretend. And that's not what happened. It's just not, so that's
Yeah.
why when I hear, and you can speak to this, when I hear other people talk about, well, I do a powdered one, or
Mhm.
you're just not getting the benefits like what makes ours different. You're just not. It might be inexpensive, but you get what you pay for. You really do.
Absolutely. And so, yeah, that was kind of the history of the product that I wanted to speak to. And so it's a perfect transition. Our product is actually patented, and it started off as a support to those who had experienced trauma. In and burn victims. I lost a train of thought and vernacular on that, but basically it supported those burn victims at a hospital, and so it's medical grade. Obviously, it's been adapted for our consumerism uh, peach piece of this, but the whole idea is that that's how good it is. So what sets it apart? Well, one, it's liquid, so that absorption rate of powdered versus liquid is, I think almost like two-thirds of the time. So I think you're around probably 35% in the powdered form. You're at 90 to 95% absorption. So yes, some powdered forms can be a lot uh, more inexpensive. And you're like, okay, well, that's, I get it. Budgets are tight, that type of thing. But when we look for price and impact per dollar spent, the amount of times product powdered form you'd have to take to, equal that would be like taking it 4 times as much in one day, which you don't do.
Right.
The other part is the peptides, those sort of hydrolyzed piece. So having those smaller molecules being able to be even more absorbable is huge. And then, of course, we have protein in ours, 10 grams of protein, which is
Yep.
awesome because I was always more deficient in the protein intake. And, obviously the Nourish Shake that we talked about last week, has protein in it. So both of those products are helping me immensely. And then lastly, actually, you started kind of on the grandeur scale saying, I want to feel younger, and then learned about all the sort of micro benefits. I actually started with the micro benefits is that I had very thin skin and thin nails. And so we have biotin in our product, and it's actually 15,000% of our daily need of it. And so I was about to buy biotin by itself because, I always, saw my grandma growing up and like she'd bump her arm and then, it'd have those marks on it from not even knowing where she bumped it. And I started feeling like that and my nails were so brittle. So I actually started taking this because of the biotin in the product, which sets itself out from other products, especially in that magnitude. But what I learned quickly was my neck and my hips, and then the not feeling sore the next day after playing hockey at 10 o'clock each day, and just feeling so much lighter. I mean, you can't put a price on this. And for me, when I talked about that youth serum, like it kind of the elixir of life, like to me, that's what it
Mm.
is.
I
That's
mean, our
why I
bodies
tell
have collagen already anyways. We're just replacing the lost collagen
yeah,
as you get older. That's really what it comes down to, right?
yeah, yeah,
And
in our
that's why, I
skin.
mean, that's why I believe in it. I mean, I truly, truly believe in it. As you and I both, I mean, it still is for me, it's my number one product. It just
Yeah,
is.
same. And
If
my neighbor, um, we talk about pharmaceuticals a lot, and obviously everybody's body and story is different. His story was that he couldn't get out of bed very easily every morning. His back would lock up, was on Robaxaset, took him 20 minutes to get out of bed, had to pop those in there, was on those painkillers. And then I said, you know what? Why don't you try this? And
try it,
within a week or two, the amount of weaning off of the Robaxaset and the more quality of mobility in that, and he's 65, maybe even closer to
just a
70.
young guy. Listen, he's just a young guy to me.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like everybody sees himself, and I'm 41, and what happened to me was I nearly stopped playing hockey 2 years ago because and again, age wise, I wasn't old
Right.
in
No, not
comparison
at
to
all.
most of them, but in body wise and mentally, I was super old. I felt like I couldn't play well because I was showing up and my body was just shutting down, and it wasn't worth it the next day when I was, felt, all my muscles sore. And so for me, this product, and not only has it, taken that away, it's actually made me better, a hockey player than I almost have ever been. I can skate, I can do that. I can play 2 games in a row. Um, Things I haven't done. So this product is my number one product. When we did our countdown before Christmas, we both
Yep.
landed on it. Same thing.
Yep. Well, I can't give it up. It's way
Yeah.
too good. It just is.
Yeah. So when they go do the cost ratio, yeah, obviously we're investing it, but I put out a sort of campaign a couple weeks ago, just like, yeah, yeah, we're not cheap. Like we wouldn't like, what do you want to take the protein out? Do you want to take out the process?
Yeah.
The pure, plant-based, the process, throwing away natural ingredients that come and don't meet our specifications, those type of things. If you want to make a product less expensive, well, it comes in the quality of it. And
Right.
this
Right.
one, it's worth every penny. And it's the first one I go to when somebody says, I feel old, I feel sore, my hips, when their skin, even I find it's not advertised as such. I find it supports my gut too. I do. That's my story. It's not
Yep.
on there, but other people's hands. Uh, Love it.
Well, I mean, what's funny is I think the biggest question I get is how does it taste? And my response, who
Oh my
cares?
gosh.
Well, I could care less how it tastes, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
absolutely.
but I will tell you that I've learned that. So I've got the pina colada. I don't know what you have. What do you have?
Both. Yeah.
Both. So I stick with the pina colada, and I do find if I leave it in the fridge, it tastes even better. Or I accidentally, when mine showed up, it was outside and it was 10 degrees
Oh
outside.
yes.
Didn't freeze, but man, it was so good because I immediately, as soon as I got it in the mail, I just opened it up and started chugging it because I wanted to get it into my system as quick as I possibly could. But I was joking with a friend of mine who battled a different kind of cancer, and she asked me how did it taste, and I'm like, you and I both had to drink a bunch of crap, like when we had cancer, to like for this test and that test and this whatever. Who cares what it tastes like if it works, right? You figure that out, right? So,
if we were
but I think it
reverting
tastes
like
great.
absolutely, absolutely. A year ago, I would have said they taste more tart.
Yes, yes.
So more like the pucker face a little bit. People would chase it down with orange juice or drink it with orange juice or water afterwards. But the pina colada was the first one that was revamped. And I had a customer, I asked him, "What's up?" I would drink it just for the taste, regardless of the
Yeah,
regardless of that. And then the strawberry banana was the same thing. It was also revamped, the taste on there. So,
so good.
those type of things, like I'm not even, more like heads up, you should do it. They actually taste so good. Whereas the previous, I might say, you know, have some water, chase it down, maybe orange juice when you're first looking at it, but not these varieties. These they taste so good.
So our ask is, either if you need to try it, find a way in your life to try it. If you've got some kind of ailment, what's it going to hurt for you to try? Everybody's body's different. Mine really kicked in after 3 days of taking it. Who knows what your body might be like when you try it, but you've got to
Yep.
try it. Find a way so you can have a better life. Find Billy, find me, find the person who made you watch this, and then you got to give it a shot. You just have to. Your life will be so much better. If you would
Yeah,
have told me that I'd be crowing about this stuff when I first started thinking about it, I'd be like, nah,
yeah,
oh my God. I'd scream it at the top of my lungs to everybody I talk to.
absolutely. And you know what? I've never encountered it because it's such an impact product once people start taking it, but it does have a 30-day empty bottle money back guarantee from the company. That's how much they stand by
Perfect.
it.
Yep.
I haven't had it. And then ultimately, they said, "Well, Bill, how much do you believe in this product?" Well, one of the first people I said you should try it out to was my mom. And
Yep.
she takes it, and even for her, she's noticed not only the skin, but like even varicose veins kind of disappearing as well. But the statement there is, yes, I trust it so much that
Yep.
my
Mom's
family
got it.
members take it. Yeah. And I think that just says wonders.
Yep. I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
Good place to
Anyways,
end this.
yeah, I think so too. All right. Thanks for another awesome episode, bud.
See you later, man. See everybody on the other side.
That's right. Have a good night.
Bye.
Cheers.